right, we are back on the scene, reporting live out here in the crypto streets. The reluctant crypto savior, aka Experienced Crypto 24/7. So let's get you guys up to speed. And I want to, well, we're gonna run a on the back side of this a Zoom call done by Alton Patterson, a fellow investor in the Miracle Pay Bellator ecosystem. And before that, I want to give some context as to what this is, right? This is an opportunity for us to purchase the CPU nodes, which are effectively like miners, right? The verified transactions that are on the blockchain. And in this case, we are effectively with point of sale systems, right? Like that you guys may be familiar with. And I'm going to show a video really quick, which I've already shown in some of the other videos, but just to give reference to what we are talking about. But being able to get a slice of the pie, right, with the money that's being paid to the Miracle Pay contracts that they've got with these Ingenico and PAX and NCR, which are all the leaders of these POS systems. But let's bring that up first so you can see and have reference to what I'm talking about before I drag this out too much. Let's cut on the sound and let's share that video. And let's make it full screen. And let's play the video.
Hey everyone, take a look at this. We just got a few of these machines shipped to us. It's the new Ingenico machine.
And just for reference, this is Micah. I can't recall his last name right now, but he is the head of Bellator, which is the marketing arm, which is, where if you are deciding to hop on board and get into this opportunity, you're going to have to go through Bellator to purchase the CPU nodes, right? And anyways, though, he is, as you can see here, having these machines delivered, in this case, from Ingenico. They've also got PAX machines as well. I can show that video here in a second, too. But let me, again, just give context.
And then when we turn it on, look at that. Look at that. How amazing is that? We're literally preloaded, not in the App Store, but actually.
Yeah, Miracle Pay is right there, as he said, preloaded onto the Ingenico machine just right out the box. All right, so pretty impressive. Let's close out of that. I want to show another video, which I think will be good for reference. And yeah, let's do the ones where they have the PAX. Yeah, I think it's PAX, the PAX machines. Let's show that. Let me share screen again. 1 second. Bear with me. Bear with me. Well, anyways, I'll just click through it, but you can see that this is one of the machines. So let me go ahead and close that out. And let's bring up another video just for context. Douglas Anderson, which I've talked about before, he's going to also be on the backside here of this Zoom call that will just do an overview of Miracle Pay, Bellator, and how the whole system works. Alton, like I said, he does a great job. I'm not sure if I've shown, I think I've shown in another video portions of one of the Zoom calls, but I'm going to let this Zoom call play all the way through. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and play this video of Douglas Anderson, who is the head advisor on the Mediterra Holdings, the holding company for Miracle Pay and Bellator and so forth, the whole umbrella system. Let's again bring this up. I've got to go to that video with Douglas. So let's play that first here. All right, let me cue it up, play the sound, and here we go.
Thank you very much. So
Yeah, as he said, I've got some a little bit of bad news and a lot of good news. The bad news is I've got to leave now. The good news is I'm leaving because I'm having dinner with Brock Pierce, the founder of Tether, one of the pioneers and the biggest guys in the crypto space. And the reason he's having dinner with me is because tomorrow, on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange, he and I will be on Bloomberg doing an interview and discussing Metaterra and how our plans to tokenize the largest real-world asset, which will be Eucharist International Airport. And tonight we actually have the mayor of the county that airport will be located in. This is a very, very serious airport. It's going to accommodate 40 million passengers a year, a million cargo tons a year. Right now, Romania has 0 cargo tons flying in. It flies into Hungary and then truck across. So this is a huge.
Okay, so there's about another minute and a half plan. This is in my Telegram if you want to watch the rest of it. So, like I said, just wanted to give some context and reference. So let's just stop share on that, and I will continue on. So what I'm going to do now is go on over to the Zoom that Alton has done. This is just a couple of days ago. So listen, if you're watching this video before the 12th of December, you have until 11:59 p.m. Hawaii time to get in on the what would be, I guess you could call, specials that they're still running. Let me run over very briefly what is still available with regard to that promotion. And so that there is for everyone well understood like what's going on. So again, effectively the promo, it does end Thursday, again December 11th, and at the time I'm making this video it's December 10th. But their Bellator 1-year birthday anniversary, essentially you can get the convertible nodes, still the Italy convertible nodes for the price that they have it for. You can also get the Miracle Pay nodes, which is the buy one get two free, I think, or it could be buy one. I'm not sure. I think it's buy one get two free, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. I think I can go to our WhatsApp just to be sure from there what all is covered in this special, so I don't give you guys any false information. Yeah, we've got a WhatsApp group for the members who are already plugged in. Yeah, final reminder, the birthday anniversary sale, buy one get two free. Yeah, so that's still available. And the Italy convertible nodes, where you get 5 nodes. Yeah, so but anyways, all of that is going to be, if you want to see the details on your own, of course, use the link in the description that is there for you. But let me get right on into the Zoom though next, because Alton, he is going to go over that a little bit anyways. And the Zoom is, I think, about 40 minutes. So, this whole video is going to end up being about an hour long, as you can already see from the time of the video, the time length and duration of the video. So let's get right on over there. Let me get to share that and let's get it. All right, so there's Alton there. Let me take off the closed caption. Let's just play it.
And does not constitute financial advice. Please consult a qualified financial professional.
So again, obviously the disclaimer and all that. But here, I'll let Alton introduce himself and get this thing going.
Evening. My name is Alton Patterson. I'm a proud investor of Cashflow NFT and Bellator Life. Tonight, I just want to say a warm welcome to everyone, especially To all our guests who are joining, I see the line, it is filling up. So, quite obviously, our esteemed members have actually reached out to many to say, hey, you need to take a look. So, I want to welcome you to step two, as I normally say, of a three-part process. And I know many of you right now, you're saying, well, what was step one? Well, step one, some information was shared with you. You like what you saw, and you said you would like more information. They have either added additional information or they have actually invited you to the call to see a quick overview. Now, just a little about myself. I was introduced to this company back in June of 2022. And when I took a look at a company, I was looking for something that was different, something that wasn't going to be here today and gone tomorrow. It was important for me that the company solve the problem. And we had a problem in our company. So when a friend gave me a call from the corporate side, wanting to know if we would be interested in paying our members with cryptocurrency, I was wide eyed open. For the mere fact, we were dealing with different banks in different countries. And, you know, we found out sometimes some of the people who you trust are not really trustworthy. So we wanted a way that was seamless, that right away we could get funds to their pockets without it being an issue. And that made sense for us. We realized what this company had in place, the vision that they laid out on that call was truly, truly remarkable. And I can tell you today, it's one of the very best decisions that I have made, my business partners have made. And that's the reason why today I'm excited to stand in front of you to present this information with confidence. So, as I present this info, all I simply ask you to do is have an open mind. The mind works best when it's open. It's like a parachute. It's the only thing that I can ask of you. Now, tonight, what should you expect of this presentation? I can tell you that I will give you a brief overview. I will share quite a bit with you over the next few minutes. However, this call will be recorded, so you are able to listen to the recording again and really, dissect it, get more clarity of the information that's being shared. I'll speak a little about the opportunity within the opportunity. At the end, we will open up this call for a quick Q&A sessions for our guests who are on the line. And then we want to encourage you at the end of this call, if you still have questions or concern, get back with the person who invited you to the call. I can tell you for an absolute fact, they will be more than excited to be getting your questions answered or connect you with the person who is more informed to be able to get you assisted. So with that being said, I want to go ahead and dive into this information. And I want to ask you, when you think about it, how many of you have ever wished that there is an opportunity that was presented to you that you took action when you saw it? Today, it's one of those where you sat back and said, man, if I had taken that action, chances are you wouldn't be on this call. It might have been Amazon, it might have been Bitcoin, it might have been Google. Who knows? You might have been like myself. I grew up in a home with my mom, who is an educator. She taught me how to go to school, work hard, go to college, get a good job, get a good education. And, with that whole job thing, raise a family and have a stable life. But what she never taught me was how to position myself when opportunities present themselves, how to be able to identify being ahead of the curve, being ahead of the masses. And that's the reason why tonight, as you sit here and take a look at this information, I'll do my best not to bore you. You won't need coffee for this presentation, but just to present this in a straightforward manner, very transparent, so that way you'll be able to see from a bird's eye view what the company is doing and why is it that you too would want to get involved with what this company is doing. So with that being said, let's go ahead and dive into this presentation, because I believe over the next, let's say 35 to 40 minutes, there's a lot of information to be shared. So just take copious notes as we go through this presentation. Now, first off, let me go ahead and also close my camera out for the mere fact I want you guys to focus on the information at hand and not on the presenter. Now let's talk about this crypto industry. Many people have seen it, they have heard about it. However, they're saying, they want to have nothing to do with it. But as they are continuing to watch, they realize it becomes a $4 trillion global market. We have watched it from tiny beginnings. How many people here tonight, you have heard of Bitcoin, maybe 2009, 2010, 2015, but you never imagined seeing Bitcoin go over $100,000 in your lifetime. Chances are you never believed that you would see countries accepting cryptocurrency as a legal tender, or even the big players, the JP Morgans, the Warren Buffett, the Vanguards, getting involved in this space. You see, it's happening whether you like it or not. So why not get positioned? When we take a look at just the financial world in itself, think about it. How many people believe that cash is king? How many people believe that cash is king? How many people remember here? Maybe you're not old enough, maybe you're one of the younger ones on this call tonight. I remember growing up in Jamaica, having to go to the bank on a Thursday or Friday afternoon with my mom, waiting in line to make sure we have cash for the weekend. How many people remember those days? How many people remember when credit cards were introduced and said they would never use them because they don't trust using a credit card? But look at today. How many of you are walking around with cash in your wallets? The reality is, cash is not king anymore. It's all about having things at your fingertip. It's about having access, having control right away. I always say it's a microwave society that we're living in. So here's the challenge. While many people are looking at this digital space and how it's exploding, most people still don't know how to take advantage of it. And that's where we come in. That's where America Cash and More plays this major role in connecting the dots, and you have an opportunity to be there at the forefront. So, if we really put it in real world terms, if banking was Blockbuster, I just want to say to you that we are Netflix. If banking was the fax machine, how many people remember fax machines? Then we are a scanner. Now you can even scan something on your phone and send it right away. You don't have to go through the hassle of what we had to before. We're not just keeping up with the future. The reality is we are building it. So you have to ask yourself, where do you find yourself in this shift? Because the reality is freedom is no longer a dream, it is a decision. Now, I want to take a quick peek at exactly who we are. You see, it's important to understand that America Cash and More, which is one of the companies under the entity, you'll hear a few names shared tonight with you. From Bellator to Metatera, Miracle Pay, you will hear some of the different companies, and I'm just going to tap on a few of those. But let's talk about Miracle Cash and More. You see, it's a fintech company that has created a full ecosystem for the digital economy. Now, we are licensed, insured, and regulated by MiCA, which is the governing body of the European Union. Now, many of you might not be aware of that, and that's the reason why I'll repeat it. We are licensed, insured, and regulated by the regulatory body of the European Union, which is MiCA. And I know someone here saying, well, we don't even have a governing body, maybe where you are in the US. And that's the reason why the US now, you can hear the current administration speaking of making the United States of America the crypto capital of the world. So when you're seeing this happen, it's important you're getting ahead of it. Now, our team, we're over 150 specialists strong in Europe, Asia, and the United States. We're headquartered in North Cyprus. And what's cool about this is we also have physical Miracle Cash stores in North Cyprus, Amsterdam, and Berlin. Ask yourself, if you're in the crypto space or not, when was the last time you saw a company that's doing crypto that has a physical store? I know chances are you haven't seen one. Well, here we do. Now, we do have investors in 6 different continents. Tonight, I'm sure we are representing from Australia, US, Africa. I would not be surprised in the Europe. So, you have an opportunity to be a part of a global family. Now, with that being said, we have companies also registered in 13 different countries, including those you see on screen, and also in Switzerland, where we have our token company. Portugal, this is where we have our holding company that recently, with our merger with in the US, for being listed on the lower NASDAQ publicly. We recently signed our lease and be doing our grand opening for our Bellator headquarters in Dubai. Look out for those dates. It's from January 12th through the 15th. So, guys, if you haven't been to Dubai, this would be a perfect time. And we also have banking in Hong Kong as well. So, now I just want to share with you, this was an event recently in North Cyprus, just around blockchain, educating those in North Cyprus. And I just want to share a quick clip from our chairman of Metaterra, Douglas Anderson, who is also the CEO of Wall Street Capital, which is charged with the responsibility of taking the company onto the NASDAQ.
You thought Bellator Super think you get it.
And a warm welcome today to the Wall Street Capital segment of New to the Street. I'm Janet Alvarez, your host here from the iconic New York Stock Exchange. We're joined today by a very special guest, Doug Anderson, CEO of Wall Street Capital Management. Doug, how are you today?
Great to be here. Thank you.
Doug, there's so much history here at the New York Stock Exchange, and I feel like people like yourself are rooted in the traditional exchanges, in the traditional world of finance. How did you decide to make the leap to crypto?
So it wasn't hard. I mean, we are looking at the numbers, and as recent as like 7 years ago, I think we were looking at 3 billion transactions in that space. Today, we're looking upwards of 70 billion. Wow. So the growth is phenomenal, and it's something that can't be ignored. And people on this floor here are not ignoring it. They're looking at it very closely. And so we're following it, and we're looking for special companies that are cutting edge, that have something that we think is going to be catch fire, let's say, and grow exponentially. And when something grows exponentially, of course, investors can profit from that multiple.
Absolutely. So for our audience that isn't yet familiar with Miracle, tell us about a Miracle. What is it? Where is it founded?
So the holding company for Miracle is Metaterra, and Miracle is a one of their software assets. Metaterra is a company that we're working with, and we're interested in listing that on the stock exchange. It'll be a holding company for various software assets that they've developed. The first one being Miracle Pay. So you've noticed when you go to a store or a restaurant or what have you, these PAX or Ingenico machines, they're handheld by the server or at the point of purchase, and you wave your card over it or your Apple Pay, and the system reads it and the transaction happens instantly. What's different in this case is it enables a crypto wallet to do the same thing, and it's been approved by those companies, Ingenico and Pax, and those two companies represent the largest number of machines out there. So that's maybe 40 million machines across Europe, for example. And so that is a big deal to us. And when we saw that, we realized, hey, we better jump on this thing right away and do what we can to catch the train and not be standing at the station.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, did you hear that last statement? The last statement said, it's best to jump on the train so you are not left in the station. Many times opportunities come our way, and for the fact you might not know the information, you might not know it all. However, there's so much information available. It's all about, just taking an open mind to look at the information, and chances are There are many opportunities that might have missed you, that would not have missed you. And for those who are open minded, you might be just looking for another way of stream of income as well. So that's what excites me about when I share this opportunity, to know that we are putting something in someone's hand that will continue to pay them for the rest of their life. And yes, yes, I did say that, for the rest of your life. Now, let me just talk about these gentlemen who are here on this picture before I introduce you to the board of Metaterra. As you take a look at the picture in the center of this slide, the gentleman from the first from the left, that's Mr. Micah Feard. He is the CEO of Cashflow NFT, CEO of Bellator Life, and also one of the major shareholder of America Technologies Holdings. If it was not for him, this opportunity would not be possible for the friend who invited you to the call tonight. So please get back to them. Don't forget to tell them thank you. Third from the left, it's the Honorable Ersin Tartar, the former president of the Turkish Republic of North Cyprus. He was in attendance to just bless what we were doing on the island of Cyprus and just share his sheer vision of where the company is going as well. Now, to introduce you to our board of Metaterra, we start with the man himself, a humble visionary, Hakan Torhan. He is the CEO and founder of Miracle Cash Technologies, founded in 2017. I just wanted that to set in for a moment. So we're not a new company. We're not here today and gone tomorrow. We have been around for over 8 years. He's an experienced entrepreneur, well known for revolutionizing the ATM industry by deploying over 57,000 ATM machines in the United Kingdom. So if you have ever used an ATM in the United Kingdom, chances are it's this gentleman that have made that possible. Also, he's known for unifying the major Turkish banks with this innovative technology for them to communicate as well, and has developed even a consumer credit product that has generated over $1.6 billion within the first 3 months. Now, you have heard just now from Douglas Anderson, who is our chairman of Metaterra, and also again the CEO of Wall Street Capital. And you could, go ahead and do vetting on him. You'll realize that individuals who either sit on his board or clients are individuals such as the president of Microsoft, the COO of Boeing, the director of the CIA is one of his clients. You have the CEO of Wide Wine, the co-founder of Tommy Bahama. Also, you have the co-founder of Costco. And I mean, and again, everything we share here, you are able to find for yourself. That's what I love. Now, our board members are starting with, it's always said, show me your friends, I tell you who you are. And when you are locked in with those who are visionaries, that whatever they touch, you can see it in real life. Those are individuals you want to partner with. Starting with John Bear. John Bear comes with as a technology pioneer. If you own a cell phone, he's responsible for telecom infrastructure. If you have ever done streaming like Netflix, that's his technology. When you speak about using Google, I'm sure many people here, you might be Googling him right now. Well, the back end of Google is Wide Wine, which is John Bear's technology. All right. Next is Stephen Norris, who comes with a wealth of experience in the private equity area. He is known for running the Marriott hotels, also co-founder of the Carlyle Group. This is a $600 billion private equity fund globally. And also, he is one of the top advisors to the King of Saudi Arabia. Next to him is Stephen Moore, who is economics and former senior advisor to Donald Trump in his first term. Also once nominated to lead the Federal Reserve, and for personal reasons, he has decided to pass on that, but you can also check him out as well. Next to him is Senator Fernando Villalobos. He's the original founder of Kenworth, those major semi trucks you see going down the highway, which is now a subsidiary of PACCAR. This company that he's the founder of is also valued at over $60 billion as we speak today on the New York Stock Exchange. And he brings a wealth of entrepreneurial the vision and enterprise to the table as a board member. Last but not least, here is Paul Randall. Many of you have used this technology. Today, you continue to use this technology. There's no way around it in 28 countries for the mere fact that he has established credit scoring in 28 countries, including where I currently sit here in South Africa. He owns the largest um, credit information and risk management company worldwide. So again, what I call these gentlemen our board of Avengers, just based on what they are bringing to the table, and they are also opening up their black books with those who are getting involved as well. So that is quite impressive. Now, I know there are many here who might be saying, well, there are many fintech companies out there, but what makes Metaterra, Miracle Cash, and more special? And the reason you might be asking that question is for the fact that you yourself might have already invested in some fintech companies. So this is a great question to ask, and I always believe these are what stands out for me. We are real and tangible. Most crypto companies that you might have seen and heard about, they are just websites and promises. They're here today, they're gone tomorrow. I was speaking to a friend earlier, and he said most companies will be non-existent next year. And I laughed and I said, well, that has been the test of time. And that's why you should be excited to know that as a company like Miracle, been founded since 2017, we are still here. We have actual Miracle stores you can walk into, plus real products and services that solve real problems. We bridge the old world and the new. So Miracle Cash is not just about crypto, okay? It's about connecting the traditional financial system with the new digital economy, and we get to benefit from that daily. Also, when you take a look at this company, it's important to understand that you're not just becoming a customer, you are also an owner, and that's a completely different mindset. And I believe the timing is perfect. I believe that right now the world is just waking up to the crypto and financial space and what is really happening. But truly, the masses still have not adapted to what is happening. And that's where we come in. That's where we are early. And early is where the biggest wins happen. Can we agree on that? I always tell people, it's like, just think of Miracle Cash as a concert. We are holding the front row seats while many are still in parking or they're even stuck in traffic. That's just the reality. Now, you're invited here to hear about Bellator tonight. So where and how does Bellator comes in? Well, Bellator is actually the exclusive marketing arm of Metaterra and its 24 different entities under the umbrella. And that allows everyday people like you and me to own a piece of this fintech revolution. So we're not just customers, we are shareholders. We're not just customers, we are shareholders. And that's a game changer. You see, let me give you an example. Think about Uber or Airbnb. There are millions of people who help Uber to grow, drivers, riders, word of mouth. Airbnb, you have the guests, you have the owners, right? And again, word of mouth. But how many of these people actually own a piece of these companies? Almost none. See, that's where it's important to understand that with what we're sharing with you tonight, I'll share with you how you will earn as well. It's we provide the technology. We don't own the devices. We provide the technology that allow them to be able to have us generate income. You see, with Bellator, when you help to expand the company, you're not just promoting, you're profiting as an owner. And that is a completely different mindset. Now, let me just highlight a few of the gems in the treasure chest. I've mentioned there's 24 companies under the umbrella. However, tonight I just want to touch on Miracle Cash, Miracle Neo, the CPU nodes, the Neo card, the tokens, and Miracle Pay. Now, when we speak about Miracle Cash, first and foremost, it's important to understand that Miracle Cash is a legitimate EU authorized crypto exchange offering robust services, multi-currency trading, and also unique in-store experiences. And Miracle Cash is actually built on proprietary company-specific codes which comply with local laws. I just want that to sit in, all right? Now, let's talk about Phoenix token. This is the fuel powering it all. You know, unlike other tokens out there, I can't speak for all. I always would say I would be naive to do that. But unlike most tokens that I know and ever heard of, the token need to be successful in order for the company to be successful. Well, here, there's a twist. See, unlike those tokens, the success of our companies, the success of the entities under the umbrella drive the success of our token. And why is that? Because it's based on real world value. This is a utility super token that helps to power our ecosystem, but it doesn't have to be the reason why the entire company succeed. Now, it is also used as the gas fees on our Miracle chain, which is our layer 2 blockchain. Now, I'm not a financial advisor, guys. However, I would recommend grabbing some of those tokens for your portfolio. Now, Miracle Chain, as I just mentioned, it's our blockchain. It turns blockchain into real revenue that creates value with every transaction. And the Merrick, which is the native token of the platform, what it does, it provides you ownership in a profit-driven ecosystem built for growth. So just imagine if you are familiar with crypto and you go to crypto.com, their native token is CRO. If you go with Avalanche, their native token is AVAX. Well, here, the Miracle Chain native token is Merix. So early movers don't just join the future. By owning this, that's where you want to be. Now, we have our Miracle Neo card. Our Miracle Neo banking, right? This is our virtual banking service for global transfer, combining fiat and crypto, and instant currency conversion and money movements across borders. By doing a KYC, you yourself can become your very own bank, where you're able to offload and upload crypto, based on transactions that you want to do. We have our Miracle Neo. There are many people who have crypto, but they're looking for a way how to spend it. They're looking for a way for less fees. That's the biggest thing, less fees. And we have that with our Miracle Neo crypto debit card. It's your gateway to spending crypto anywhere, anytime, instantly. So no more waiting, no more converting, just tap, swipe, and insert and shop with your crypto like cash, both online and in store. So again, this isn't the future. This is happening now. Now, what drives this side of what we're about to share with you is our CPU node technology. You're able to earn passive rewards or own a piece of the infrastructure that continues to pay you monthly dividends. Now, let me just share with you a short clip of how these nodes work exactly in paying you.
Nodes, the unsung heroes that tirelessly support blockchain infrastructure and lets all blockchain systems keep themselves in check. Think of them as the backbone of the blockchain. Networks require decentralized validation to ensure the security of transactions, where a decentralized network acts as a safeguard. Curious to learn more about how an everyday individual can participate in decentralized finance as a banker? That's where Miracle comes in. Node investments can be your ticket to passive income. As transactions flow through the blockchain, you, as a node investor, earn a share of the pie. It's a revolutionary way to make your money work for you, without the need for constant oversight. Our new products, Node and Leveler, are designed to make you a first mover in the world of blockchain investment. Embrace the future with Miracle, where Node, Phoenix, and Leveler work together to mitigate fluctuations. Your future starts here.
Your future starts here. Now, just think about it. These Miracle CPU node, what they do, they help to run the network. So every transaction is supported by the system. And what's cool about this, as you're hearing about earning, all the transaction that's done over the ecosystem, 30% of these transactions on the node globally are paid to us as CPU node owners. So I want you to put on your thinking cap right now, because we are going to speak about nodes and how you are able to generate an income from the company. Now, Miracle Pay, this is the payment solution that lets people spend crypto like regular money. And like I pointed out, where Airbnb and Uber is concerned, see, they don't own the cars, they don't own the homes, they provide the technology. Well, here, through the strategic partnership with the four major point of sales providers, Ingenico, Verifone, Pax, NCR, collectively they power over 100 million terminals worldwide. With our software, businesses now can accept crypto payment effortlessly. So just imagine, when the world tap, swipe, and insert, we get paid in crypto like second nature. So we don't own the machines, we provide the technology. We don't own the machines, we provide the technology. Now, it's said that documentation beats conversation. And one of the most recent announced partnership is with Ingenico. Feel free to visit their website, look around. When you click on About Us, you can see they're the first to global market. They have tens of millions of these machines in over 120 countries around the world. You'll realize that through our technology, again, they are able to accept crypto payments. Now, let me just share with you how these machines look. You're already using them. Chances are you have used it yesterday, you used it today, you will be using it in the future. But let me share with you a short video for you who are saying, well, what's a point of sales? It's a POS machine. Well, what's a POS? Well, let me
Hey
share
everyone,
that with
take a look at this. We just got a few of these machines shipped to us. It's the new Ingenico machine. And then when we turned it on, look at that. Look at that. How amazing is that? We're literally preloaded, not in the App Store, but actually on the device itself. You hit that, there you go. Isn't that incredible? Wow.
Wow, wow, wow is right. And owning a piece of the Bellator node, by having one of those, ladies and gentlemen, it unlocks a whole new income stream where you're getting a share of the daily transaction fees from these crypto payments being processed globally. Now, let me share with you, this was Ingenico. I just want to share with you Pax. You can see here over 100 million machines around the world, in 120 plus countries. As you take a look at this, you're not going to a separate machine to pay with crypto. No different than you do not go to four separate machines for Visa, MasterCard, Discovery, American Express. It's the same machine. The only difference now, you have an option for crypto. You tap crypto, you pay with crypto, and we get paid. How cool is that? That is what excites me about this amazing opportunity. So again, we don't own the machines, we own the technology, and that's what allows us to get paid. Now, I think it's safe to say companies like Ingenico, Pax, Shopify, NCR, Verifone, multi-billion-dollar companies like this, they don't go to Google and Chat GTP, right? They make sure that they have a legal team that goes in and vet the company. They dot the I's, cross the T's. They vet the owners to make sure who they say they are, and most importantly, the technology before offering this technology to their clients, to make sure that the technology actually works. And that's the reason why this partnership has been forged. Now, understand the opportunity you're getting here with Miracle Cash and Bellator. It's helping to shape the future of money and payments, making it easier, faster, and better for everyone. So, whether you are just starting out in this space or very familiar with crypto, this is a chance, obviously, to be a part of something massive. Now, you can get started by choosing one of the nodes that are available, from our Miracle Pay CPU node to our code node to our convertible CPU Italy node, or even to our Guardian node. Choose which one works best for you. The great thing right now, the company is running a phenomenal promotion that you can take advantage of. That's actual total value of $11,000, where the special limited price right now is $5,000. And why should this be exciting to anyone? Should you purchase a Italy by itself right now, it will either be 2,500 or 5,000, a half or a full. Purchasing a Miracle Pay node will be 1,200. A Guardian node is 2,600, and a code node is 5,000. So when you add that all up, it's a $11,100 retail value. But for a limited time, this ends on the 11th, it's $5,000. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a hell of a steal. All right. Now, again, you can purchase that package or you can purchase individually. It's totally up to you. But let's run some numbers quickly. And many times people get lost in these numbers. So I like to just slow it down here a bit so you get a sense of an idea of what is happening. Now, remember, there's no guarantees in life. All right. And that's why it said words can be misleading, but numbers provide a truth that cannot be denied. So I want to share the numbers with you. We have kept these numbers conservative. However, you can run your own numbers and see the potential of what will happen as the company is growing and crypto is becoming more widespread around the world. Now, the goal of the company, we just celebrated the Bellator arm 1 year anniversary, and that's the promotion you just saw for 5,000. The goal of the company was 200,000 merchant, and as you can see, just with Verifone and Pax, that's already surpassed over 100 million. So already we have surpassed the projection for 5 years. Now we just want to keep it simple and say from 100 million merchants, only a 3% market penetration, which means from 100 million merchants, only 3% wants to accept crypto. That's it. That's 3 million merchants. And I want you to imagine that on a daily basis, that only $5 is spent, right? Now, from that $5 that is being spent, it simply shows you that the revenue coming in to Miracle Pay is $5.475 billion with a B. Just based on $5, all right? Now, there is 210,000 of these nodes, so they're not unlimited. There's a limited amount, 210,000. And the 30% of this 5.475 billion is split equally among the 210,000 nodes. So what does that mean? Unsold nodes at this moment today, when you purchase one, automatically it starts to pay you immediately because of what is already happening. All right. Now, when that is divided, 30% into the is 1.642 billion of $5.4 billion. That's 30%. Divide that equally among the 210,000. That pays you an average annual earnings of over $7,000. So imagine owning one node, you know that you're looking at over 7,000 per year. If you're owning 5 nodes, you're looking over 35,000 per year. You have 10 nodes, you're looking over 70,000 per year. What if this increase from 3%? What if from 3% to 10%. Then you're looking at a node based on these numbers paying you over $27,000 per node. Again, we're just sharing the numbers, just doing the math. You can do your own calculation and you will realize that this is a very good return on any investment that you make here at the company. Now, I've shared with you the birthday promotion where you could purchase all four. We do have a second promotion that is happening. And the question comes down to, will you seize this opportunity? Will you seize the moment and go ahead? You know, Warren Buffett said it best. Things that you like to do should be your hobby, and things the world does should be your business. I believe when you take a look at what we're offering here, you could purchase one node for $1,200. Buy one, get two. So you get a total of three. You can do our 3-pack, 3,600, get a total of 9, or a 7-pack for 8,400 and get a total of 21 nodes. Again, all these promotions are scheduled to end on Thursday, the 11th. Again, I remind you guys, Warren Buffett says it best. Things you like to do should be your hobby. Things the world does should be your business. And this is the opportunity, I believe, for an absolute fact that will continue to pay you over and over again. You know, these nodes, they are sellable, transferable, and inheritable. And I always say it's not about building wealth for yourself. It's about generations to come, as opportunities like these don't last forever. And remember, they pay you 7 days a week, 365 days a year for life. So, hey, make it count. Now, there are 7 ways in which we're able to earn. For me, the things that stood out is the fact that there is no ownership in this referral program. There's no monthly qualification, no legs to balance. And the company has actually put some caps in place to make sure that this is smart, sustainable, and will be here a long-term earnings. I want to encourage you guys to read the full compensation plan. I believe that it's one of the most refreshing models you will see in time. Now, while many are passive investors, others have chosen to share this incredible opportunity and together are making an impact globally. So regardless if you're a seasoned network marketer or not, the Bellator compensation plan will grab your attention immediately and for good reason. So you want to be sure that you guys are checking that out as well. Now, as we conclude this presentation, why should you consider Bellator? Well, for the fact it isn't about selling products or chasing trends. This is about owning a piece of the financial future and get positioned in front of the massive wave of adoption. You have an opportunity to become a shareholder and not just a customer. And you're backed by an 8-year-old plus seasoned company that's already proven it has products, services, and real world presence. So, like I mentioned at the beginning, guys, this isn't a hard sell. It's transparent, straightforward look at a game-changing ecosystem in the crypto world, which is unrivaled by no one. You know, the former CEO of Apple, John Scully, he said, the future, you should think that the future belongs to those who see possibilities before they become obvious. The future belongs to those who see possibilities before they become obvious. So the question to you is, will you watch this wave of digital finance pass you by? Or you can jump on, get involved with us, and be a part of the group that saw it coming and position early. You know, I've always heard that timing is everything. I believe that it's not just timing, it's vision, it's timing, and action. That's what makes the difference. With that being said, guys, I just want to, be the first to welcome you to the family. On behalf of our executive team, the corporate support, our valid investors who invited you, and myself, it's truly a pleasure to warmly welcome you to the family.